Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Steve,
And I'm Scott.
and together we're Backyard Musings, broadcasting live Apple Valley, People's Republic of California.
And I'm still in Utah. And we're talking science and technology and some
Yep.
word and name destruction today. So just be warned.
Okay, let's get on to this. I'm showing up a picture of, I think it's an artist rendition, pretty sure, of the disk around a planet that's forming. All the particles, like the gravity's pulling it together, and this looks like there's some complex molecules in there. This is an artist rendition. Astronomers have discovered signs of complex organic molecules considered precursors to sugars and amino acids within a planet-forming disk using the powerful Atacama Large Millimeter submillimeter array, ALMA. A research team led by Abubakar Fadul from the Max Planck Institute for Astronomy has identified a variety of complex organic molecules within the protoplanetary disk surrounding the outbursting protostar V883 Orionis. So this is probably good news for Darwinists who thinks that animals walked out of the ocean and started walking on land. The team's findings have been published in the Astrophysical Journal Letters on July 24, 2025. Would you like to know more?
Among the 17 compounds detected were ethylene glycol and glycocolonitrile, both seen for the first time in this type of environment. These molecules are thought to be early chemical ingredients and contribute to the formation of life. The discovery adds to a growing body of evidence that suggests life's building blocks originate in space. Well, okay, anyway.
They originate in heaven.
Yeah. By comparing different regions across the cosmos, researchers have observed that the concentration and diversity of complex molecules increase as systems evolve from early star-forming clouds into mature planetary systems. This pattern supports the idea that the raw materials needed for life may be commonly produced in space and distributed widely across the universe.
Okay. Astronomers have previously found complex organic molecules in areas linked to star and planet formation. These molecules, now, how can astronomers, can they see the little molecule that's a sugar?
Talking about the little red, white, and blue things right there in front of us?
Yeah, I mean, are they just making an opinion? These molecules contain more than 5 atoms, including at least one carbon atom, and often represent early forms of life-supporting chemicals like amino acids and nucleic acids. The new detection of 17 of those comms in V883 Orionis offers an important insight into how these compounds evolve between the early stages of star formation and the development of planets. Among them, glycocolonitrile is especially significant because it serves as a chemical precursor to glycine and alanine, both amino acids, as well as adenine, a nucleobase found in DNA.
Okay, you know what they kind of look like? They kind of look like the floats you see at the Macy's parade and Thanksgiving Day parades at different places.
Yeah.
Our finding points to a straight line of chemical enrichment and increasing complexity between interstellar clouds and fully evolved planetary systems, says Abubakar Fadul, MPIA. The transition from a cold protostar to a young star surrounded by a disk of dust and gas is accompanied by a violent phase of shocked gas, intense radiation, and rapid gas injection. I've been around some people like that too.
Yeah, you know anything about rapid gas ejection, Scott?
Not personally, but like I said, I've been around people that have that problem. So
okay.
Yeah.
Such energetic processes might destroy most of the complex chemistry assembled during the previous stages. Therefore, scientists had laid out a so-called reset scenario in which most of the chemical compounds required to evolve into life would have to be reproduced in circumstellar disks while forming comets, asteroids, and planets.
Okay. I prefer our way.
Yeah.
Quote, now it appears the opposite is true. MPIA scientist and co-author Camber Schwarz points out Again, quote, our results suggest that protoplanetary disks inherit complex molecules from earlier stages, and the formation of complex molecules can continue during the protoplanetary disk stage. Indeed, the period between the energetic protostellar phase and the establishment of a protoplanetary disk would on its own be too short for COMs to form in detectable amounts.
As a result,
These guys are so smart.
Yeah. As a result, the conditions that predefine biological processes may be widespread rather than being restricted to individual planetary systems. Astronomers have found the simplest organic molecules, such as methanol, in dense regions of dust and gas that predate the formation of stars. Under favorable conditions, they may even contain complex compounds comprising ethylene glycol, one of the species now discovered in V883 Orionis. Quote, we recently found ethylene glycol could form by UV irradiation of ethanolamine, a molecule that was recently discovered in space, adds Tushar Suhasaria, a co-author and the head of MPIA's Origins of Life Lab. So if they find it in space, then they think, and then they irradiate it, they think that maybe it's around here. Continuing the quote, this finding supports the idea that ethylene glycol could form in those environments, but also in later stages of molecular evolution where UV irradiation is dominant. The key word there is could.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah. More evolved agents crucial to biology, such as amino acids, sugars, nucleobases that make up DNA and RNA, are present in asteroids, meteorites, and comets within the solar system. The chemical reactions that synthesize those COMs occur under cold conditions, preferably on icy dust grains that later coagulate to form larger objects. Hidden in those mixtures of rock, dust, and ice, they usually remain undetected. Accessing those molecules is only possible either by digging for them with space probes or by external heating, which evaporates the ice.
Yeah, that external heating would be entry into the firmament,
Right.
In the solar system, the sun heats comets, resulting in impressive tails of gas and dust, or comas, especially gaseous envelopes that surround the cometary nuclei. This way, spectroscopy, the rainbow-like dissection of light, may pick up the emissions of freed molecules. Those spectral fingerprints help astronomers to identify the molecules previously buried in ice.
A similar heating process is occurring in the V883 Orionis system. The central star is still growing by accumulating gas from the surrounding disk until it eventually ignites the fusion fire in its core. During those growth periods, the falling gas heats up and produces intense outbursts of radiation. Quote, these outbursts are strong enough to heat the surrounding disk as far as otherwise icy environments, releasing the chemicals we have detected, explains Fadul.
Quote, complex molecules including ethylene glycol and glycolinitrile radiate at radio frequencies. ALMA is perfectly suited to detect these signals, says Schwartz. The MPIA astronomers were awarded access to the radio interferometer through the European Southern Observatory, which operates it in the Chilean Atacama Desert at an altitude of 5,000 meters. ALMA enabled the astronomers to pinpoint the V883 Orionis system and search for faint spectral signatures, which ultimately led to the detections.
Quote, while this result is exciting, we still haven't disentangled all the signatures we found in our spectra, says Schwartz. Quote, higher resolution data will confirm the detections of ethylene glycol, and glycolinitrile, and maybe even reveal more complex chemicals we simply haven't identified yet. Perhaps we also need to look at other regions of the electromagnetic spectrum to find even more evolved molecules, Fadul points out. Who knows what else we might find or discover.
So what I'm scratching my head is they point this thing at area in space, and they find this planet, and then they detect radio signatures. And from those radio signatures, they determine it's a molecule that has ethylene or glycolinitrile. I mean, really? Well, what if it's something else? I mean,
What if it's the Death Star?
it could be the Death Star, you know, and
I don't
the
know.
refuse being ejected into space from the Death Star.
Right. I think all these people have stock in aluminum foil companies. So, I don't know. This is pretty deep stuff. So, but
I don't know. I mean, if you're a scientist out there, let us know. Correct us, please. But it
yeah,
just seems...
we definitely do not mean to make light of this this study, but it just sounds pretty out there. So
I don't know how you make that jump from analyzing radio waves. I don't see how.
Yeah, I don't know, because I mean they even said that they'd have to dig on some of these stars. So how are they going to do that? I don't know.
With a little pick.
We can't even get to Mars. So.
Yeah, no. And some people think we can't even get to the moon.
That's true, but we know we've been there. So
all right, folks. Thanks for joining us.
Take care, everyone. Thanks.